For more than half a century, doctors believe that depression is caused by a chemical imbalance in the brain. But new research shows that it may not be true. Scientists from University College in London found no clear evidence that depression is linked to serotonin levels in the brain. The research calls into question the use of antidepressants. Other experts, though, are urging patients not to stop taking their medication. Joanna Moncrieff is Senior Clinical Lecturer of Critical and Social Psychiatry at UCL. I asked her whether tens of millions of people all around the world have been taking antidepressants pointlessly.
The original justification, which was the idea that antidepressants correct some sort of underlying chemical imbalance, particularly a deficiency of serotonin, has not been shown to be supported by scientific evidence. So, and of course, many people have been told that this is why they need to take an antidepressant, and we can say that actually that's not true.
Okay, so if depression is not caused by chemical imbalances in the brain, which is what we've thought for decades, what is it caused by?
So disproved is the main theory of the chemical imbalance, which involves serotonin, one of the brain chemicals. There are others, but this was the main one and the one that has attracted the most research and attention. So what is depression? That's a good question. And I would suggest that what this research suggests, that we should stop seeing it as a brain condition and take more notice of the fact that we know that what makes people vulnerable to depression, increases your risk of depression very strongly, is having adverse life events, is suffering from child abuse or divorce, or poverty and debt and loneliness. All these sorts of things substantially increase your risk of getting depression, and they're all things that we could help address and help support people to sort out.
So if antidepressants don't work in treating depression, what does? Things like talking therapies?
Well, we have to take each individual, I think, as an individual, and each individual's depression will be caused by different things and will therefore need a different sort of solution. So talking therapies may well be helpful for some people, but other people may need something like marital counselling, or help with problems at work, or help with sorting out debts and financial difficulties. There are a whole myriad of problems that can lead to someone being depressed, and it's the problems themselves that it's the causes of depression, the social and personal causes of depression, that need to be addressed.
What are the implications here for big pharmaceutical companies who've made an absolute fortune out of this over decades?
Yes, so it was the pharmaceutical companies that first started promoting this idea that depression is due to a chemical imbalance in order to, obviously, to increase sales of their antidepressants. But many antidepressants have gone off patent now, so pharmaceutical companies aren't that concerned about them anymore. And I think this idea has been kept going because it's just got into public consciousness, and institutions have followed suit and started sort of promoting this idea as well. So I think it, hopefully, if people are made aware that we can't show that depression is due to a chemical imbalance, people will make more informed decisions about whether to take antidepressants or not. They'll think about what else antidepressants might be doing to the brain. If they're not reversing an underlying abnormality, what are they doing? Are they, changing the brain chemistry in some way that might be harmful, for example? And hopefully that will reduce the use of antidepressants and encourage people to look for other sorts of solutions, which are probably, in the long run at least, less harmful.
The truth is, it's just been too easy, hasn't it, for patients to walk into their doctors and for doctors to write a script with antidepressant on. It's just easy. You get the patients out the door quickly.
Absolutely. It's a very simple way of dealing with an enormously complex and individual problem. You diagnose someone as having depression and you write a prescription. But I'm not just blaming doctors. I think it's got into our culture. That's what people expect nowadays. So they go to the doctor and expect some sort of solution. And really we need to roll back on that whole enterprise and start to see depression